Okay.
So, first question, please state your name, grade, and if you are an IB student or not.
So my name is Michael Burpo. I'm an IB student and I'm in 11th grade right now.
Desmond Monte, 12th grade, a senior, and I am in the IB program.
My name is Jasmine. I'm in 10th grade and I am an IB student.
My name is Isabella Garver. I'm a 9th grader and I am an IB.
How has being an IB student impacted your high school experience so far?
I'd say it's more or less made things more fun. Like, you just get a lot more opportunities than you would if you weren't in the IB program or if you're in a different program. However, it's also very hard. You'll lose a little bit of sleep, maybe, unless you manage your time well. I'm not as good at managing my time, but it's definitely, if you like organizing and like just doing a lot of things, IB's a lot of fun. I love it.
I think it's really impacted how I see academics and my classes. It really does teach, it sounds very cliche, but it teaches a worldview, like a global worldview, and it really helps you view the subjects that you learn in other classes even as that, as from more critical, analytical, worldwide perspective. And I think that's really good because it allows you to think more than just writing stuff down, if that makes sense.
Do you think IB has at all kind of impacted where you want to go forward after high school?
I think a bit. I think it definitely broadened my horizons when it comes to like careers I want to do. And it's made me want to challenge myself more because it's just challenging. Like, and if you settle for mediocrity, it's not very fun. So just being able to keep pushing myself and picking and aiming for a harder career.
Okay, please state your name, grade, and if you're an IB student or not.
My name is Lucy Vitta. I'm in 11th grade and I'm not an IB.
Okay, how has your high school experience been so far? Do you feel academically challenged, stimulated? Is your workload too much? How is it so far?
It's been good. I definitely have classes that are more challenging than others. I am definitely interested in some of the topics that I'm learning, but my workload has not been difficult or too challenging by any means.
Okay. Based on your outside perspective, what does the IB program look like to you?
To me, it looks like a program where you can go to advance your learning and be surrounded by people that want to be at school and want to learn more and have more success, maybe in colleges outside of school, because it definitely looks good for colleges if you're an IB.
I think it's given me like a ledge to be more successful because in regular classes you're not really doing the same things, but in IB classes you're getting more challenged, so it's given me more of a challenge to be successful.
I mean, it's been fun because I get to miss a class every Friday for seminar. So that's fun, but it does make it a little bit difficult because then I have to catch up on work.
The date is 10-18, so it's October 18th, and we are at IB seminar. It is senior takeover. I should have done this. It's senior takeover.
Okay, so Desmond, what station are we at right now?
We're at Sharks and Minnows.
Why are we doing Sharks and Minnows?
I mean, it's fun. It's a fun game. I think a lot of the time people don't want to do like fun like childhood games like this because they seem childish and stuff, but I think there's a lot of fun to be had when having those childhood games. Also, I think it's a great, community building and team building exercise. And yeah, it's physical activity,
Awesome.
Where is it start? Is it over there?
That's tug of war.
Well, where's...
Do you like
It's right
playing?
here. It's the cones.
Do you like playing childish games because you're old now?
I'm not old. I mean, I'm not what I used to be, but like I still enjoy playing childish games. Like in theater when we play games and stuff, it's really fun.
So, Ms. Boyd, what are your thoughts on IB Seminar and the IB program in general?
I think IB Seminar is a good opportunity for kids because you, do you want me to look at the camera? Sorry.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Because I think kids have an opportunity to be kids and be playful, but also explore new ideas. There's a lot of like, I know a couple weeks ago there was like a cultural event going on and all kinds of different research opportunities. So I think it's great.
So, Miss Wingfield, why do we do IB seminars?
So 4 years ago, we realized that students were having a hard time connecting socially during the pandemic. So when we came back to school, we decided we really wanted to focus on community. Also, we recognize that IB students work really hard, and they sometimes need a break when things are not graded. They can just be themselves and relax, and so we really felt like this was an important thing to offer to our students. And secretly, everybody is working on ATL skills while they're at seminar, whether they realize it or not.
How has being an IB student impacted your high school experience so far?
I'd say in a couple main ways. First of all, socially, it has pretty much limited most of my social interactions to within the IB program. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that it's a pretty small group of people, which has meant that I've gotten closer to those people over the course of my high school career, but it's also meant that I haven't met other people outside of the IB program as much. I do other extracurriculars though, so that kind of remedies that. Outside of the IB program, my extracurriculars probably bring me the most joy. I really like theater. I do the tabletop role-playing game club. I do Quiz Bowl, esports. All of those are very fun. And of course, I mean, I look forward to the weekends every week, you know, looking forward to that. Just a nice little break. But like socially and just for the activities, I really like my extracurriculars.
So this is Trunk or Treat. This is an event we usually hold the week of Halloween. Typically, this year it's on the 30th. I think it's usually on the 30th. It's part of our Bell Week where we're getting ready for the rivalry game between the Spiders and K-Town. All the clubs like to participate and have different setups. Here we got the theater, our stage spider setup. It's Little Shop of Horrors themed. You know.
It's broken!
Further down we have like HOSA. There's Club Interact down there, National Honor Society. All the way over there we have the band. So we have our marching spiders. They always play some live music for us. On the other side we got Mu Alpha Theta. I don't know what that one is. My fault. Then we got our PSA stuff. So we got like, they always bring their trucks and stuff. We got the fire truck, the EMT. I believe we have the program choice stuff over here. So I think we have the IB1. BSU is over there, AOHT. So yeah, like all sorts of different clubs. It's a really fun time. The kids come and they have a great time getting some candy and playing the different activities we got. And here's the bonfire. This happens after the Trunk or Treat. It's where we, it's kind of the culmination of all this week's events. The rivalry between K-Town and Concord is, you know, one of the longest in North Carolina and I think the country. You know, it ends in the football game at the end of the week. But here, we light a big bonfire after the Trunk or Treat and burn a wonder, which we don't know what it is, but we hate it. And you know, this isn't exclusive to IB. This is a whole school-wide thing. All these things, the Trunk or Treat, the bonfire, K-Town Week, it's school-wide, you know. It's super fun. You connect with people outside of the IB program. You connect with people inside the IB program. It's a really great event for everyone in the school.
Wait, 5, 3, 2, 1. We're at the K-Town. What? I'm saying exactly what Ollie told me to say. Okay, get out. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We are at the K-Town football game. Are you done? Bro! Just say game. Just say game.
Hey buddy, this is me speaking. The game is kind of going crappy so far. That was actually just the end of the third quarter. Initially we started off 14-0, but then the Wonders were like, nuh-uh. And now they're 21-14. It's not looking good for us, guys. Stay tuned.
Here and I'm still sad. This is really sad. I hear the bell ringing. I feel bad for y'all. Peace and love.
Oh no, it's not focusing.
Based on how you have been so far in high school and who you've talked to, what advice do you have for people if they're thinking about joining the IB program?
Definitely speak to people that are in IB already, because it is a big commitment to make, and also understand that, at least from my understanding, I think IB creates this mindset that you do have to succeed in school, and that it puts a lot of pressure on the students to always do great in school and in high school and do great in their classes and get great grades. But high school is not the end-all be-all by any means. At the end of the day, your grades are not going to be the most important thing. They do not define you as a person. So I think the advice I would give is definitely take your time to think about it, listen to people that are in IB, and just know that it is not the end-all be-all. Like, it is just high school. You will be okay. It does not define you by any means.
Okay, thank you so much.
Kids, grades are not the end-all be-all. Grades do not define you as a person. Your life will not end if you don't do good on a midterm. It's totally okay. You are so much bigger than numbers.
Whoa, Mike, about finals coming up.
I'm pretty excited. I'm like ready for it to be over. Since I'm kind of at my first time taking like midterms and finals, it'll be kind of weird. I didn't do IB last year.
But do you love IB or?
You are not keeping that rough.
Oh, I do love IB. I love IB so much. It's such a good inspiration to me and the kids around me.
I personally believe IB, well, it's not for me, but like I feel like it's for people who can really be active like that, who can take time out of the day and be like, hey, I can do this personal project, or I could learn about the world and all that. And like, it's really for those who really want to go out there and learn about the world and languages.
So yeah, it's mostly for people who want to accomplish goals, overachieve stuff. Not my thing, but there's people who like it, and there's people who don't.
Do you like it, mate?
Okay, question 4 and final question. If someone were to ask you if they should join IB, what would you say?
No. That's a lie. That's a lie. I think you should, but you also kind of need to have an idea of what you want to do ahead of time. So like in IB, you'll start out with it, and once you get to your junior year, you get to pick between the CP track or the DP track. And there's a bunch of different options in CP and just one DP. But if you have like an idea of what you want to do after high school, and like one of those tracks kind of leads to it, I'd say yeah. And if you want a challenge, and just to meet other people that like a challenge, I'd say IB is very good.
I am of the opinion that IB can be for everyone. Specifically at this school, I think it's a very unique experience, and not everyone flourishes in IB the way that some do. And I think that that's nothing bad at all. And I think it's just a personal judgment you need to make for yourself as whether or not you think you'd flourish in the IB program. I think everyone can flourish in the IB program, and I would say yes, you should do IB, but I think I'd have to get to know the person.
If pushing yourself isn't like a good option for you, then I would say no. But if you want to like be more successful and have more doors be open, then definitely yes.
Okay, please state your name, grade, and if you are an IB student or not.
I still look at that. Wait, do I still look at the thing?
No, don't look at the camera.
I look at you.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, what do I say?
Okay, please state your name, grade, and if you're an IB student or not.
My name is Alexis Sutorius. I'm a senior, and I was in IB till about halfway through my junior year.
Okay, why did you leave IB?
I left IB because of like personal struggles and like developments of just, anxiety, and I was very overwhelmed, and my shifts started to change of interest in topics and what I wanted to do with my life, and I couldn't handle the workload anymore because of the new feelings I had and what I was going through, and there was really no choice for me to stay at the school and stay at Concord except for dropping out and going to a different school. So that's why I left.
I got you. Okay. How has that impacted your high school experience so far?
The process of leaving Concord and I guess I would call it my downfall in junior year, my academically, made it pretty tough. I always knew myself as like a really good student. I was always put together. Like that was just part of my personality. I was a perfectionist. I loved taking the hardest classes, as many classes as I could. And then it just started to not be easy for me anymore, and I felt like I couldn't handle a single thing. And so it really changed how I think about myself. And I really ignored the artistic and like creative side of myself when I was in, IB, and really focused on my academics, which was fine until it wasn't, because I just felt like I needed that outlet. But especially it affected my relationships with like friends, classmates. They started to see me differently, and I felt like I was disappointing my teachers and peers, and that people took it personally, especially like teachers. Like I hate letting people down, and I was just a mess. And then of course the like social part of my life changed, and I had to move schools, and like relationships just changed, and some disappeared, things like that. So, but it also introduced me to where else I can put my talent and passion. So
yeah. Now that you've had in your senior year now, what is it like doing a full school year without doing IB?
IB, I feel, while there is good quality to what is being taught in there, the quantity is also a lot, and I feel like I just have such a lighter load, and now I'm involved in out of school things. So I was always doing extracurriculars through the school, like cheerleading clubs, all of that. And currently I'm able to be a part of shows outside of school, and I'm not as overwhelmed. I don't go home from school every day like needing a nap. And I have more energy and time, and just to focus on keeping myself together, like my own health and things like that, which would sometimes get ignored when I was overwhelmed, which is just based on like the level of what I could handle with IB. So,
do you think IB could be for everyone, or do you think it's very relative to yourself and your own interests?
Definitely relative to yourself and your own interests. You just have to be very dedicated in knowing what you're getting into, and I knew what I was getting into necessarily, but I didn't know the obstacles that were going to come my way, and nobody really does when it approaches you. And I always thought I was a really strong person, but at one point I just couldn't stay in there anymore. So it's definitely for people who are very academically minded. They know they want to go on to get a higher education. I know CP is an option, but I was part of DP. So definitely for that. It's not for everyone, and very structured, organized people for sure. Because I'm not always organized and structured. Part of like my mind is just the creative like flow. And I think that also affected how my experience was in IB. So.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Exams scare me because I think I'm gonna fail, but I've got a big old noggin.
What do I say? Love never fails. So if it fails, it was never love.
We just finished watching some plays from the festival. Nevada can tell you more. And now we're eating lunch.
You can flip it like this and then turn it.
Okay, period. Chemistry. There's Caitlin. There's Ollie. There's some people. Yeah. So fun. So cool.
Do I look bald?
My neck is starting to burn.
I promise I'm not bald. Well, clearly I'm not bald, but I promise I don't have like an egg-shaped head.
Oh no.
Probably do.